All right, and we're back. Welcome to the Norman Nick Show. Again, with me, I have Miss Mendoza for Alex Mendoza Case. How are you doing today, Miss Mendoza?
Good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there myself. I know we've talked a couple of times in the past about Alex's case.
I said to him, I'm like, that looks kind of like a fake gun. He's like, you want to know how real it is? And so then he just kind of smacked me in the forehead with it.
How many shots did you hear?
I didn't even pay attention.
Just loud noise.
I just booked it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these things are crazy.
But in this segment, I did want to talk more about his struggles as a father, dealing with his case and being incarcerated. So, if you don't mind, I do have a couple of questions I did want to ask that fathers may have, um, dealing with similar or situations parallel to what Alex has went through. Do you mind?
Sure. I'm ready.
No worries. Now, just to give the audience a little background, how long has Alex been incarcerated for?
Um, 2 years and 10 months.
Okay. And in that time, how did Alex, before he became a father, when he became a father, was it out of wedlock or was he married to the mother of his child?
No, he was engaged.
Okay. So they didn't have a chance to tie the knot before he got
No,
incarcerated.
no.
Gotcha. And what was the relationship with his child's mother like before he was incarcerated?
It was really good. He worked for the union, so they lived together, had their own spot, their own little apartment, and
Okay.
then they had the baby. It was only like 3 months when they took him.
Um, okay. And then in Alex's incarceration, and you being the grandmother, how do you feel that affected the mother and the child? Yeah, and I know the child has not known anything but Alex being incarcerated, but how has that affected the mother in your view, his incarceration as far as him, and the stability of the family?
I feel like it took a toll on her. She lost everything. He was the main provider at the time because she was pregnant. She had a lot of complications. Then she had the baby. Was a little sick when she was first born, and then she had to. I feel like now it's just really hard, struggling as the baby gets bigger, in and out the prison, trying to go visit. She only gets to see him a couple of days a week, so I think that takes a toll on both of them.
Yeah, I bet it does. As far as like when they go to visit, how do why obviously you may maintain contact through visits. Does his daughter also get to talk to him on the phone?
She gets to talk to him on the phone, and like right now they get I think it's 4 in-person visits and then 4 online visits. So she gets to talk FaceTime for a half hour.
Oh,
So
so she can like show him pictures and stuff that she draws and stuff like that.
they don't really let you do that. You can only like see their faces. You're not allowed to like show papers or phones or anything like that. And this is her right
Got
here.
it. Hey. So
But yeah, that's about it. And then the in person she has to. I would say would be the hardest is for the baby had to learn how to go through a metal detector. She has to be, they search them. Everybody goes through a metal detector when it comes to visiting him, but they can't like, if she needs a drink or something, they don't really can't really do that. So I feel like it's hard for her because visiting him, it's not like she can go in and then leave when she wants.
yeah, that's some big challenges. Yeah, especially for some 3 year old. As far as in your view, how did Alex cope with the stigma and the discrimination of being incarcerated as a father, right? As far as like online or even as far as um, family taking him serious, extended family taking him serious as far as his rights?
I feel like it took a toll on him because he lost out on all that of the baby's time, and we're a really close family. So it took a I, I don't really know how to say it, but yeah, it's been rough for him. Baby's birthdays, when the baby's sick, the holidays hit, he can't be with her. it's every visit is, you can't, they don't have visiting on holidays, so you skip those. And of course, like, you only get that visit at a certain time. It's been hard for him.
Gotcha. So for the viewers that are watching that are in Utah, down below, I'll put a description on the steps that you can take if you're in a similar situation to this, as far as providing your parental rights before you get married. Because as of right now, technically he has no parental rights because he didn't establish paternity, even though he has a good relationship with the mother of his children. That's very good. But a lot of men that are in this situation don't have that. So
Yeah.
other men that are in there, I'll put a description below on the steps that you can take while incarcerated, to maintain your rights as a father. So that way, you know that you still can sign a birth certificate if you're incarcerated during that time. You can still fight through court while you're incarcerated as far as establishing paternity. That way you have a say over religion and, upbringing, schooling and stuff. Even if it is, while you're incarcerated, you still have rights.
You do.
Um,
What? Sorry to cut you off. There is also, they get a hold of their counselor, and their counselor can help them with every step. Like, uh, for instance, like marriage. If they want to do marriage in there, they can take the steps for that. If they're not getting the rights to see their child, there is steps through your counselor that could put you through that to help you, so you could get visits from maybe another family member that could take the child in, so you're not missing out. And to do set up for the video cam too, because I feel like if someone can't make it, like if someone don't have a car or someone lives too far, those video camera visits they do help out a little bit when you don't have no visits at all.
Amen. Now, as far as Alex's re-entry into, coming back out of incarceration, what preparations are you making as far as, hoping for the best, expecting the worst? My understanding, he's looking at a maximum like 20 years or so. But
Yeah.
let's say, as far as the positive end, let's say he gets out tomorrow. What preparations have you guys made for him to come back into society as far as fatherhood and, being prepared?
Well, we've made two plans. One of the top plans, what we decided that we've discussed, is to move out of state. I feel like is the best for him. I feel like they're very biased in Utah towards him, and just reviewing everything on his case, he would never have a chance out here no matter what. So if we can't do that, then I know his job for the union has called me and talked to me, and like just want me to like let him know that he does have a job waiting for him when he comes home, because he did work for the union and they do want him back. He was an amazing worker, so he does have that option too. But from what we want is just to move out of state with his family and just leave
Yeah,
here.
I don't blame you. Fresh start. Yeah, because even if, so, let's say something unrelated happens, you know what I mean, that stigma is still there as far as his reputation or, thoughts and feelings or whatever. But yeah, I don't blame you. Um, as far as Alex's support to his child's well-being, education, and stuff with his reentry, besides going back to work, does he plan to go, back to school for higher education, or what's his dynamic?
He is attending his high school diploma in prison right now. He didn't want to do the GED. He wanted to do the high school diploma. So he's attending that. And then I don't know what he wants to do from that point on. But yeah, he does want to get a better education to see whatever that can help him when he does get out with the baby, and because he's lost out a lot of time with her.
Gotcha. And then as far as like the it, when you talk to your son, what does he tell you about his views of his masculinity and fatherhood right now, from behind a video camera or just from short visits? How does that make him feel? Because I know he got to have that first 3 months, you know what I mean, where he was there in the child's face, and then to all of a sudden have that taken away from you. How does he describe that to you, that feeling? A lot of fathers don't know that, or maybe on a path to where they may be going into incarceration and they need to know what the losses are going to be if they decide to go down this route.
Yeah, he it took a toll on him for sure. He said that just going into this, the first part of the jail part for him, uh, he didn't even get no visits really. So that took a big difference. He said that life's changed a lot for him in the sense of like you see your life before and then see your life now. A lot of that was taken from him because he was wrongly convicted. So I feel like he's changed in so many ways of like understanding life and itself. Like you, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, like you trust certain people and things like
Hold
that.
on, you break it. Hold on, Sunshine. You're breaking up on me real quick. Can you repeat that last part for me there that you said about the last 2 minutes you said? Because you kind of broke up on me there.
Okay. Just that he, you know, he sees life in a different way. He did have a lot of family members that he would go see and things like that. And he had his whole life has changed from this. You know, he went from going to hang out with a cousin to now sitting in prison for 20 years for something he didn't do. So I think that he's got to see a life in a whole different way than most people do. But it's hard to explain to somebody like to change your ways because he did not do nothing wrong, you know, like it wasn't like he was out there gang banging on someone and that's why, or he went to go get in trouble. He literally went to go have a drink with his cousin. So I feel like it's hard to talk to somebody and explain to them like, yeah, it's good for you to change your life, but also how do you tell someone like your cousin calls you to have a drink, don't go because you wouldn't expect that. It's your family. You're thinking, you know, you got someone texting you telling you you love them. And I feel like just seeing that whole thing for him is just, I don't really know. I've never really talked to him about it, but just seeing like, you know, only he knows that he got that text, how he felt thinking that Nick was his cousin. And then you get there and it's a whole nother situation. You know, how do you take yourself out of that position? A lot of people have a lot to say about that. Like, he shouldn't have been doing this, he shouldn't have been doing that. But you, anybody that gets a text and you think someone's your family, like, let's have a barbecue or let's have a drink. I mean, it doesn't matter what time of the day it would be. You're not expecting this, you know, it was a whole setup. And I don't know how to explain how he feels because I'd never really talked to him about that. I just know about how I feel like how he's changed as a person and he can see life in a whole different way.
Gotcha. Well, let's take a pause for the cause right now, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the case itself and like part two of this and the dynamics of the attorney and what we can and can't talk about. Fair enough?
Yeah. Just and then one
Cool.
little thing to everybody, like to the fathers, like you said, that do need the help, you know, never give up. And hopefully they have family members that never give up because the biggest thing is when you're incarcerated, you need your family. You need them 100%. And if they don't fight for you, no one's going to fight for you because you are limited to a lot of things when you're incarcerated. You know, without that family member, it doesn't matter, even if it's a good friend. If you see their family not helping them, try to step up because they need that help. No one else will help them but your family. So you got to step up and help that person you love. If you love them, you're going to fight till the end for them.
So, and also for those of us that are fans, and there's thousands of us that are fans of Alex, um, if you don't mind, do you mind if I put the address so people can send him correspondence and he can decide
Sure.
whether he wants to respond? So I'll put the address to where people can write to Alex, give him condolences, you know what I mean? Give him shout outs, you know, make him feel positive. You know, I'm pretty sure that anybody who is trolling and tries to threaten him, the jail is going to see those letters also. So there'll be consequences and repercussions if he is getting threats. But regardless, for those that do want to support Alex and what's going on as far as his second chance with the appeal, I'm going to put the address down below so you guys can go ahead and send your correspondence.
And we
But with that,
appreciate
oh,
any supporters too. Just and
abs-
he always tells me to just to thank everybody that supports our family because we appreciate that, even if it's just one little thing to us or even if it's in a messenger message. We appreciate all the love and just the support.
with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And you stay with me, Miss Mendoza. We're gonna go ahead and talk, but I'm gonna go sign off for the audience, and we'll come back for a part two and another one.
Thank you.